Hi everybody and welcome to Module 1, Part 1, How We Got Here. So I largely like to read the slides so you can follow along because some people learn a lot more deeply when they hear and read together, but I also provide some comments. So you may want to set aside some notes, paper, pencil, pen to jot a few things down as we go through this lecture. So this lecture is really about the background and providing the foundation and the social forces and context at play that we all find ourselves in taking this class. Why are we here? How did we get here? And what are the reasons for us arriving at this moment in time? So let's get started. By way of introduction, rising educational costs, larger and more diverse student bodies, reductions in public funding, changing instructional technologies, and questions about the relevance of higher education shape the context in which today's sociology and criminology programs offer their curricula. Whew, that's a mouthful. But look at all those social forces at play. It's pretty fascinating to see what we're navigating at this current moment in time. Academic programs today face significant challenges. First, nationwide college enrollments are growing in absolute numbers and in the diversity of the students who attend. And that is a fantastic enhancement. We're excited to see that. But as we grow, we're kind of really looking to see if we're being effective with that charge. In addition, external bodies, including the federal government, are pressuring institutions to be accountable for the employment and salary outcomes of their graduates, leading to a proliferation of publications and organizations that rank institutions on these metrics. Welcome to U.S. News and World Report, right? We've all seen the rankings, and we know that this is a big part of how students comparison shop for where they want to go to school. Is the investment going to be worth it? And are colleges and universities accountable to the kinds of promises they make to their graduates? So we'll be talking about that throughout this class. Also, the value of a college degree for employment continues to be an important, though not sole, motivation for enrollment. Students and families see college as an investment in the future, and given significant tuition increases, they are asking tough questions about whether higher education in general and certain majors in particular are worth that investment. I think those are very reasonable questions to ask, and you may find yourself asking those questions right now. So sociology is actually well positioned to analyze and respond to these tensions in higher education in the United States. Sociologists and criminologists have been at the forefront of research and analysis on a variety of related issues, from what students actually learn in college to the pressures created by the so-called corporatization of the university. So we can look both at an individual level, a group level, an institutional level, and a social forces level to really say, okay, what are we doing? How did we get here? And how do we maximize our time we spend? But this is the moment where we need to say it's time to study ourselves. Using our own social scientist skills, what can we learn from the research about moving forward? Getting the job. In 2015, 85% of first-year college students said the ability to get a better job was very important in their decision to go to college. And 70% reported that being able to make more money was important to their decision to attend. That makes sense to us, right? I better have an improved and awesome future in front of me if I'm going to make this investment. Also, 60% noted this college's graduates get good jobs is a very important consideration in selecting a college. So we're looking at reputation here. When you don't have a reputation for yourself, you really need to lean on the reputation of someone else to open some doors for you. So having that identity construction, being an alumnus from a certain university or college, is a big deal. And sometimes that makes connections with people when you're out there vulnerably on the job market. The majority of undergraduate sociology and criminology students do not go on to graduate training. And because most join the workforce directly after graduation, preparing graduates to lead fulfilling lives includes equipping them for employment. So that's one thing that's been a serious criticism of departments, is that we train you guys as though you're going to replace us someday, right? We're going to teach you how to write academic journals and do all these researchy skills and theorizing, and you're going, well, how am I going to do that in a job, and why is that relevant? And I'm not going to grad school. How are these skills useful? I'm not going to be a professor like you someday. I'm going to go work. So how is that going to be relevant? $30,000. This is the average student debt of college seniors aged 18 to 24. So this is where we're talking dollars and cents, right? We have to make sure that we think about this investment and we make it worthwhile. That's why this class becomes so important, so that we're guided as well as we can and skillful and effective into taking charge into that future. Because if we're coming out of college with debt, we want to make sure we have a good position and a good future, something fulfilling, something that we can earn a reasonable salary to take care of that debt and not be bothered by it in the future. Moreover, the sociology and criminology discipline attracts disproportionate numbers of women, first-generation college students, and students of color. These are precisely the demographic groups more likely to take on higher levels of student debt in order to finance their college education, and who are most concerned about their ability to translate their degree into employment success. So we just tend to attract these demographic groups. And because we studied these groups within the major and the kinds of experiences and identities they have and construct, we need to think about this very seriously. So again, that's why this class really, really matters. It has a huge impact on our lives. But this is the best part. It's all about critical thinking, okay? So you are going to leave this class with critical thinking skills. We're going to be doing exercises in critical thinking, learning about the concepts and tools that are going to make you more effective with your employers and more effective in decision-making that your employers need you to do. Sociology and criminology can simultaneously emphasize critical thinking and advocacy for a more just society, while equipping students with knowledge and skills that are valued by employers. Programs that consciously and effectively do both will help students meet their goals and better position the discipline of sociology to meet these changing expectations. So again, I'm looking to the research and the science that tells us our to-do list as departments to better prepare students on the job market, one of which is really emphasizing critical thinking, which we will do in Module 5. Recommendations from the research. So let's look at what we need to be doing. If we're taking notes as to how to go about this journey, what do we need to do? So first, develop mission statements, program specific goals, and measurable learning outcomes that are public, especially to students. You can see that on our department website. We're very public about that as far as what you should be learning, including required and elective courses that incorporate essential social science concepts and competencies in introductory level sociology, theory, research methods, statistical analysis, substantive topic areas, and a capstone experience within the major. Both of our majors accomplish this quite well. So we make sure that you have conceptual and theoretical foundations as well as classes that drive skills and classes that give you topic specialty. So I feel like we do a pretty good job with this in the major. We also should be providing multiple opportunities within the curriculum for students to engage in empirical inquiry, including research design, data collection, and qualitative and quantitative analysis. We largely do this within our research methods courses, and certainly there are opportunities to also do this in capstone experiences like senior thesis, internship, and so forth, where you get more hands-on experience. Furthermore, recommendations, we should underscore inequality and difference in local, national, and global contexts. So we should always be able to see, using a sociological imagination and, a criminological construct at law and justice and inequality in the world. We should be helping our students gain knowledge and applying skills that support them in their post-baccalaureate careers. Structuring curriculum to recognize the connections between sociology and other fields of inquiry. As you already know, there are lots of cross-sections with history and political science, anthropology, economics, education, psychology, so many different cross-sections that come into social sciences. We also should support active learning within and beyond the classroom. Again, that's when internship and experiential learning becomes really important. And certainly offer advising and mentoring that supports students' decision-making in achieving their educational goals, engage in career planning, and offer guidance on further study. Enter this class. So that is the last recommendation that we are taking very, very seriously by even just offering this class. So it's time to learn online. Let's look at how we're going to do this in an online environment. But here's the kicker. Online education can no longer be viewed as an add-on or a choice or a supplement that students passively experience and that faculty reluctantly provide. It is the way that education is happening. We all know that now more than ever before. In addition, slightly more than 1/4 of college students in all fields are taking at least one course online. We have seen an explosion in online offerings, especially for the student that needs to be portable and have maximum flexibility to learn as they go. When college students are asked about their future plans, about 1/3 expect to study online, 1/3 on campus, and 1/3 will combine the two. So online learning is here to stay. And I'm so glad you're in this experience with me together. And hopefully we'll have a really effective and hopeful and pleasant and inspiring experience together. So let's talk about joining the forces of sociology and criminology and law. Naturally, we have multidisciplinary divisions and joint departments. It's not uncommon for sociology programs to be located within a department or to have another department attached to them. An academic unit that includes other disciplines like criminal justice, criminology, anthropology, social work, and kindred programs, as they are sometimes called, can be a benefit to students and to programs as a whole. In fact, some of you may be double majoring in sociology and criminology and getting kind of a double dose of the two. Rounding out the last few things we're going to mention in this lecture are the strengths of being in a joint department. So sociology and criminology programs are able to draw on disciplinary strengths to forge successful paths through this complex terrain. In addition, as a discipline rooted in both science and the liberal arts, these programs teach students essential skills that consistently appear among national policy priorities and employer surveys, including the ability to make empirically based arguments, to collect and analyze data, and to communicate effectively. A solid foundation in conceptual and methodological knowledge in preparation for advanced study, meaningful employment, and civic engagement are the requisite elements for thriving in today's dynamic environment. So this is one thing you can count on us for, that we have taken these kinds of things seriously to make sure you get the very best that our interdisciplinary department can offer. So rounding things out, research has found that 90% of sociology majors choose this major because they enjoyed their first sociology and or criminology class. So somewhere along the line, you took a criminology and or a sociology class and you fell in love with this major. And unfortunately, sometimes along the way, people fall out of love with the major. They get frustrating, they get nervous or worried, concerned about the real world and what's ahead and whether they can actually make a living being in this major. And I'm here to tell you, you can. And there are very, very successful people that have done so and made great money doing it and have a lot of fulfillment and prestige in their occupations. So again, we are on the beginning of a great journey. So thank you, and I look forward to visiting with you on these topics in future lectures. Bye-bye.